I think the one unique contribution is for the faith actors to show the quality of mercy through the way that they preach as religious leaders, that they convene as religious leaders, and very critically through the way that they provide social services, which they do in droves. If they could just show the quality of mercy, that would be a unique contribution.
Religion and religious actors and faith-based organizations are culture creators. And so they have both the catalytic and a transformative role in creating new cultures of equality, plurality, and peace.
So I think that the premise of that question is a little bit challenging for me on its face, because it assumes that religious actors have a different contribution to make from others. Whereas I think the Agenda 2030 is an example of a new development paradigm, and the degree of its success will depend on the degree to which all actors, religious and non-religious, are able to contribute to its fulfillment. So I think it will take quite a bit of humility, especially on the part of religious actors, to essentially detach themselves from various forms of dogma and other notions of progress, and see how they can direct those energies into an agenda that is religion neutral. That is, it does not invoke the name of God or heaven on earth, though in many senses it is trying to achieve the exact same objectives. As such, religious actors, their primary responsibility, as I would see it, is to humbly conceive of their energies and endeavors in the light of a unifying paradigm that all the world's countries have agreed to.
I think that one of the most important things religions could add is motivation. Motivation for people to work for poor people, to leave no one behind, and to make the world a better place. Therefore you need power, you need strength, you need endurance, and I think religious inspiration, convictions could help you doing this work.
I think one really important contribution that religious leaders, faith actors can make towards the 2030 agenda is in translating what is essentially a secularized agenda to something like 80% of the world's population that adhere to a faith. Faith actors who are also themselves from marginalised groups, marginalised for perhaps their gender or sexual orientation or their race or a disability, also could play a really crucial role in making sure that no one is left behind.
I believe that the main contribution of religious actors to the 2030 agenda is their capacity to challenge social and cultural norms that can lead to the justification of violence, exclusion, and discrimination, or behaviors that can undermine, in a way, equality and justice, which are values that underpin the 2030 development agenda. I also believe that it's important for religious communities and religious actors to go through transformation of their own institutions as places where the equality, justice, and social justice are main values in their institutions. Even if we take it for granted that religious communities do that, I think we know that in several occasions some of our religious beliefs and even theological reflections in a way justify violence against the other, or discrimination against women, or exclusion of children and young people. So going through this transformation and also working together with other faith communities and interfaith collaboration are, I believe, are key examples of how not to leave no one behind as a pillar for the 2030 agenda.